Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Moga Village Marauder, and this is week 4 of Zero to Fatalis on Longsword. Right off the bat, I have to say that this series has been a joy to create, but it may actually be ending sooner than expected. In week 1, I predicted that week 6 or so would be when I made it to Fatalis in the first place, but that actually happened just this week. You see, after Safi'jiiva showed up last week, I got myself a full Safi'jiiva armor set for massive elemental damage, and farmed out a full Frost Charm 5 for more ice damage, giving me just about enough to push through the Alatreon fight. The Alatreon hunt is the one part of the game where elemental damage is effectively required. Failing to do sufficient elemental damage to Alatreon in time will cause it to unleash an unavoidable and lethal attack, so a strong elemental set is mandatory, hence the Safi'jiiva armor. Additionally, while Alatreon starts out incredibly weak to ice damage, hence the Frost Charm, once it activates Eschaton Judgment, its powerful attack, its weaknesses and resistances flip unless one of its horns is broken first. Furthermore, once you drop into Alatreon's lair, the only way out is to cart, meaning swapping weapons along with Alatreon's changing resistances is not a valid tactic. All this together makes Alatreon a mad dash to dish out enough elemental damage and break its horns in time, driving what might otherwise be a long and grindy hunt to be incredibly fast and aggressive instead. This is not an easy hunt, and I failed it a good handful of times before succeeding. Evade Window and Blight Resistance are my main skill recommendations for this hunt. Most of Alatreon's attacks are fairly easy to avoid with Evade Window, and Blight Resistance protects you from not one, but 5 different elemental blights, Dragon Blight being the most important to avoid this time around. After finishing Alatreon and unlocking the Fatalis hunt, I decided to see just how far I was from being Fatalis ready by running the Fatalis hunt, and actually completed the intro on the first try, meaning I'm technically ready to run Fatalis. I am not really ready to run Fatalis. I may have the damage to do it, but I don't think I have the skill to do it in a Safi'jiiva armor set. Safi'jiiva armor is incredibly powerful, but that power comes at a price. Dragon Vein Awakening and True Dragon Vein Awakening, the set bonuses of Safi armor, provide colossal increases to crit chance, elemental damage, and status buildup, with True Dragon Vein Awakening providing a larger bonus. The catch is, every time a hunter attacks while bearing Dragon Vein Awakening, they take damage. Hunters can recover this lost health and a bit extra by continuously attacking and landing hits, but you're usually going to be playing around at least 20 to 30 missing health at any given time, with those numbers rising dramatically with every whiffed attack. This effectively lower max health usually doesn't make too much difference. For Fatalis though, this changes most of its attacks from leaves you with a sliver of health on full and kills you if you're chipped to you die. I'm an okay longsword player at this point, but trying for a hitless Fatalis run seems just a bit unrealistic. This means I need a different armor set. In order to pack adequate damage for Fatalis, while avoiding the health drain of Saphi armor, I'm going to need a pretty potent set. Enter Raging Brachydios. It's armor, that is, and maybe weapon too. I'll have to run some comparison tests. All the way back in week 2, I mentioned the Brachydios armor as a solid set thanks to its bonus, Agitator Secret. At the time, I didn't clarify why Agitator was such a strong skill, but I do think it bears explanation. Agitator, as a skill, gives a larger bonus per point than either Critical Eye or Attack Boost, ignoring specifically the 4th level of Attack Boost and the 7th level of Critical Eye. The downside, however, is threefold. First, Agitator splits its focus between raw damage and crit chance, making it a slightly weaker option at level 5 than level 7 Crit Eye or Attack Boost in their relative fields, requiring Agitator Secret to outperform Attack Boost in raw and falling short of Crit Eye even at level 7. Second, Agitator is a more expensive skill than Attack Boost or Critical Eye. An Agitator decoration requires a size 2 slot, rather than the size 1 required by the other two. Finally, Agitator's bonuses are only active while the monster is enraged. In most Monster Hunter games, this means it's active roughly half the time. However, in Iceborne, monsters are almost always enraged, thanks to the Claw Strike and Flinch Shot mechanics, both of which allow for rapid rage buildup on monsters, and with Flinch Shot doubling as a fast source of massive damage and a free topple. Additionally, it's very easy to fit 5 levels of Agitator into any build through the Challenger Charm. The cherry on top? Raging Brachydios armor gives Agitator Secret with just 2 pieces, meaning we can stack it with Master's Touch from Teostra armor, for practically infinite sharpness. To get Raging Brachydios armor, I need to hunt Raging Brachydios, which is easier said than done. Raging Brachydios is a far more powerful variant of the already deadly Brachydios, packing more health and damage, but also bigger and faster explosions and slime management mechanics. During the hunt, Raging Brachydios will periodically build up more and more potent slime on its head, knuckles, and tail, requiring slinger ammo or attacks to reset. Failing to keep Raging Brachydios clear of red slime will allow it to throw out massive, arena-wide attacks non-stop, so it's priority number 1. Eventually, Raging Brachydios will retreat to its lair and power up even further, leaving massive puddles of slime with every attack. This part of the fight may look intimidating, but it's actually a lot easier than the rest of the hunt. The massive puddles of slime no longer explode, instead doing just a little bit of damage over time as you stand on them, meaning you don't really have to watch your step anymore. Eventually, Raging Brachydios will unleash a roar that spreads slime all around the arena, at which point hunters need to start looking for slime-free places to stand, or else getting ready to dive when it roars again to detonate all the slime. This hunt is one of the hardest in the game, so don't get discouraged if you don't get it on your first try. Even though it's offered as soon as you hunt Rajang, I can't really recommend taking it on until you've gotten pretty far into the endgame. My best advice for this hunt is to use the blast resistance skill and to get comfortable with using slinger ammo. Level 3 blast resistance makes you immune to the slime debuff, meaning no more frantic rolling around after walking over slime. And puddle pods, scatternuts, and any monster grade slinger ammo you find will knock slime off of Raging Brachy in just one shot, making slime management far easier. Raging Brachydios took me a good number of attempts to slay, but thanks to the voucher I was running, I got all the parts I needed to make my armor, excluding the Immortal Reactor and Brachydios Pallium, which I melded using Celestial Wyverian prints. That leaves just the Challenger Charm. Getting the Challenger Charm to level 5 would be ideal, but that will require me to hit MR 100, so for now I'm aiming for level 4 and planning to use one Challenger decoration in my build. For my weapon, I'm currently planning to just use the Safi's Dracblade I got while farming Safi Jiva, though I might swap to a Light Break Longsword if my damage seems lacking. Before I end the video, I'd like to clear up one thing I got wrong 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I said that the downtime between fests was 3 weeks, but, as you might be able to tell from the Fun Frights Gathering Hall, we're only 2 weeks out from the end of Appreciation Fest, and Fun Frights has already started. Fun Frights, or any fest for that matter, changes the reward pool for Steamworks to have melding tickets, which can be exchanged for random decorations, making Steamworks by far the fastest way to farm level 1 through 3 decorations. This has allowed me to finish collecting my weakness exploit and critical boost decorations, and given me enough fodder to craft the Shaver decoration, making tenderizing monsters much faster. Once again, big thank you for watching this far, and if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons for more content next week.